And a very good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Issues and Attitudes. My name is Jeff Owens. We're going to talk Coles County Fair today. And my guest again is annual appearance, Mr. Mitch Titus.
Hey, thanks, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
Pull on up to that mic a little bit or pull it towards you, whatever. Fair week is next week, so it'll start this coming Sunday and run through the next Sunday. So talk about what's happening right now out at the Coles County Fairgrounds.
Right now there's just a lot of maintenance, getting the place cleaned up, prettied up, mowed up, and getting everything in line for the upcoming week. It's falling together real nicely. We have our fair cleanup day tomorrow that the fair board and 4-H clubs come out and kind of work together and get the place shined up and ready for the 4-H kids to come and show and exhibit their projects, ready for the fair to come and for horse racing. So we're just kind of trying to get everything tidied up and put a bow on it.
There you go. So when will like the carnival and some of all the attractions start making their way into Charleston?
The carnival actually was there yesterday measuring some things. Our fair gets, with the surface area that we have for our carnival, we get a couple extra rides than some of the other fairs get that don't actually have that kind of square footage. So they were in measuring things up. I would say the big rides will come in Friday, Saturday, and then the whole rest of the carnival will be set up Sunday.
Okay. Now, have you had any new challenges or big challenges this year as you prepare for Coles County Fair 23?
Nothing huge. This year's been pretty smooth, actually. Knock on wood. Hopefully, everything stays that way. We've just been every year we're trying to just make the facility and the grounds a little better. So we added some huge fans in the grandstand. So when it is these hot summer sultry evenings, we know there's fans all across the grandstand. We put fans in the show arena where the 4-H auction happens to try and keep everything cooler. We've changed some lighting around the fair. We're putting new electric in a barn so that we don't blow breakers and things with the 4-H kids all have their fans plugged in. So just a little upkeep things, trying to make it better every year.
Now, is it hard for you, as one of the leaders of the fair, to get your staff and the volunteers motivated and ready to know that they're going to be out there?
We are just wildly fortunate that that's not the case. We have some real go-getters on our fair board. Everybody kind of mixes and mingles to make a fair board. Some people are better in the office type setting. Some people are out hands-on, doing some of the electric or helping put signs up or with the grass. And then, me and Mark Grant kind of fall into the guys where we do a whole lot of more, out in the community, getting donors and, coming and doing things like this. And Mark Grant down there at Joey's, he's always promoting something, So we all just kind of work together, but really we don't have any trouble getting people fired up to help. But we'll always take more help if we can get it, So
before we get into the details of the day by day of next week's Coles County Fair, let's give a little background. What's been in your involvement? How many years have you been involved in the Coles County Fair?
This is my second term, so it's 3 years each. So I think this is coming on my 5th year being on the fair board. But my family's house was right across the street from the fairgrounds. Like, it's always been a part of my life. My dad was on the fair board for I think a decade, and then stayed on and helped with some financial type stuff with it. But the fair is just a time of year that it just is. There's one time when you get to experience that feeling, and for a livestock person, an agriculture-based guy, there's no better week of the year for me. Now, at the end of it, I'm tired. I've slivered myself thin for a lot of days doing multiple different things. But it's awesome. Pretty much the climax of the week for me is Thursday night for the 4-H or Coles County Youth Livestock Auction. After that, I'm pretty like the things I take care of. I've handled. Thursday night's it for me. So Friday, Saturday, I get to come out with my family and not have much on my plate and just enjoy it. But it's just a great week. If you've never done it, if you're a EIU student that's never had the chance to come to a county fair, come out. If anything, you'll like the food you get, and it was fun.
We'll definitely get to the food. The thing that I think is still the oldest continuous fair in the state of Illinois.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what's the years on that?
You ask me this every now and then. It's a lot. 100 and some years that we've continuously had a fair. The only year we missed was COVID. Every other fair got to miss COVID too, and then we picked right up. And I'm telling you, with what we have going on, the community support, the support from the city of Charleston, I mean, we're going up, and up. It's getting better. We're having more revenue to put into the fair. Then there's more after you get the housekeeping stuff done of it. There's more revenue to put into the carnival, the attraction. So we're going to hopefully make some. I'm going to leave a cliffhanger here. We're hopefully going to have some bigger changes for next year. The way everything's going, but this year is shaping up to be a great fair that ought to be a lot of fun.
If you don't know, the Coles County Fair starts this coming Sunday, and it'll run through the next Sunday, so 8 days of fair. So let's just start with next Sunday. What can people expect all day?
Yeah, Sunday will really be a big setup day for a lot of our, like I said, the carnival and the vendors and things. They all want to be set up and in place because Sunday night we have the Coles County Queen Pageant. There's 3 different age groups in that. Don't ask me what they are. They break up from little tiny, I would call it like your junior miss to kind of a middle category to your overall, Coles County Fair Queen. From what the little bit of talking to that I've done with those ladies, they had a full boat of participants that wanted to participate. And that should be, the Queen Pageant's a deal that Tom Niemeyer and Brad Jones and Mrs. Bacon really get behind. Tanya Getchy gets behind, and they do a wonderful job. Bill Dean brings a camper over so those young ladies can stay cool and look way better than all us are going to look like on Sunday night after setting up. But the Queen Pageant's just one of those things that just speaks for itself. Yeah. Everybody loves the Queen Pageant. My wife doesn't miss it. There's tons of other people that don't. And it's just a great experience for those young ladies to come out, do some public speaking, kind of throw their hat in that realm. And we've been very fortunate to get great queens that came from that pageant that go on to Springfield and represent us very well.
There you go. And that's Sunday night, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So then next Monday, a week from today, what happens on Monday?
Yeah, Monday fires up the 4-H livestock shows. On Monday, I believe, is going to be there'll be a sheep show in the evening and then a hog show that morning for the 4-H. And that's just a huge deal. These kids work all year to provide or make a product or make it a project to come and exhibit and kind of see how well they did. And Monday starts that off. So a whole, some of these kids have worked, a lot of your kids with the sheep and the swine will have started working on their project in January. So they've got 6-8 months of work in that thing to see how they fare. So that's the culmination of their work, and we're happy to provide a place for them to do that. Then Monday evening, we have Jake Maurer coming back from Nashville. He has been in Nashville for coming on almost 2 decades, making a living, making country music and singing country music in Tootsie's down there on Nashville and Broadway. So we're having him come out Monday night. Our big push on that is it's just a family-friendly thing. Monday night, come out, bring a lawn chair, sit there with your cooler, and just enjoy it. Bring your family. Amazes me, Monday night, is not a prime evening for a concert, but we always have a good crowd, and it's moms and dads and their kids, and those little kids end up dancing in the stage out on the racetrack, and it's just a good time. Jake has local ties. Obviously, He went to EIU, played EIU football, was a PE teacher in Mattoon. So we love having Jake come back. He immensely enjoys coming back. With that, kind of run down some people that help make that happen. Yost Management, Jeremy Yost, big supporter, helps us greatly. Sarah Bush, Coles Moultrie. Oh, man. The State Farm lady, Kinsey Cheese.
Cheese Right, yeah.
Cheese Right. Yeah, I always want to say Cheese Miller, and I know it's wrong. Kinsey Cheese Right comes in, and they help support that to make that concert happen. We did lower ticket prices on that because we had more sponsor help.
That's
so
great.
That went down from $10 to $8 a ticket. I know it's only a couple bucks, but, we ended up with more donor money, so therefore we didn't have to have as much, so we lowered the tickets on that. So come out Monday evening, enjoy that. Everybody's welcome.
You don't hear that often in the world we live today.
Then it went down, right? In 2023, everything goes up. But like I said, we had great community help, and we're able to do that.
Queen Pageant Monday or Sunday. Jake Maurer on Monday. Tuesday night then?
Tuesday night's going to be our first. Well, Tuesday we will continue with livestock shows. with 4-H and open shows. That'll be the first day that you get to come out and see some cattle get shown. Will also be a day that they'll show the open swine show, which that's put on by the Coles County Fair. Then Tuesday night is going to be our first opportunity for you to come out and see a tractor pull, and that's always a fun deal. Tommy Sue Austin, Phil Stout, Todd Easton, those guys put a ton of work into that. And, it's tractor pull. Everybody likes to see some loud smoke and some fire. So, that's Tuesday night for you.
There you go. So let's move right on into Wednesday then.
Okay, rolling right into Wednesday is going to be our first opportunity for people to see some harness racing. We have some state money that the state has given us to have a little larger stake-type races, which will bring in a little higher quality, horse to come race.
Yeah.
That's sponsored by KC Summers, and that's going to be your midday race horsing. Or no, that's your twilight harness racing Wednesday evening, sponsored by KC Summers.
And there's a band on the side stage that night.
There is.
Is that Battle Creek that night?
Battle Creek, yeah. I think, is Wednesday night. There is that side stage that's right on the main drag there where, a lot of the food and vendors are. Tom Niemeyer has different bands set up every night on that side stage, free to the public.
There you go. So then we're moving on to Thursday, I believe.
Yeah, Thursday. At this point, we're all getting tired, running out of gas. But Thursday morning's kind of a chill day around the Coles County Fairgrounds until we fire in to the afternoon harness racing. Come out for that. There's going to be pick a winner in the grandstands. Everybody can throw their winner in the hat, and we're going to have some giveaways and some fun things for Thursday. We do not have a sponsor yet for Thursday, but I'm working on that. But normally there'll be a grand prize. Pick a winner. We do $50 at the end of the day if you stuck around, and a lot of times during the races it's hats and T-shirts and different giveaways. So fun deal to just come out, sit in the shade underneath some new fans, and watch some harness racing.
So we get to Thursday. We should also say that the carnival's open all week.
Carnival's open all week.
Food vendors open all week as well.
Thursday we rush to get the harness racing done so that we can have another tractor pull Thursday night, which is going to be your bigger, gas or alcohol running big tractors and things like that. So Thursday, morning's kind of chill around there, but we get pretty busy there from noon on.
I want to go back to the agricultural aspect of this because one of the things I think people forget about when they think of fair, they think of maybe harness racing, pronto pups, and carnival rides, but really the 4-H and the kids and the agriculture economy of Coles County comes together. With what all can people see in the barn?
The huge thing about that week is that it's like we talked earlier about. It's a place for these local 4-H kids to showcase their project, so that you can come and see general projects is anywhere from a welding project to a woodworking project to a presentation on bicycle safety. Then you roll into all the livestock barns. Throughout the week, you'll see everything: horses, beef cattle, dairy cattle, llamas, sheep, rabbits, chickens, swine. You'll see it all. But where that comes into Thursday also is those kids they show, and then Thursday evening we have the Coles County Youth Livestock Auction. And if you have never been to one of those, come out. Even if you're not there to buy or have a business to support, come out and watch the business from Coles County support these 4-H kids. The fair took it over 2 years ago. Every year we've had a record year. We just keep going up, and that's all community support.
So people actually, if you don't understand, you can bid on cows, swine, and sheep, and things like that. I remember way back when the Cardinals used to train here, the Cardinal players would come out
and there was a time when we had the Chicago Bears come through and buy some projects. But all the businesses of Coles County. 2 years ago, my son and I went around and invited businesses that hadn't been. I'll bet you 90% of them showed up. It is amazing what the businesses of Coles County come together and do for these kids. So even if you're not interested in buying one, come out and see the businesses that are helping out. And then when you're out spending your money, be like, man, I'll help that guy. He helped my neighbor, So it's really something cool to see, and it's something that I'm very proud of. My chest swells up.
I couldn't tell.
When those businesses come together with COVID and everything, the years have been tough. They never, ever backed off of helping these 4-H kids.
I think also the hope this year is that, it used to be in the past, it was kind of a tradition that Bagel Fest ended and immediately the fair kicked off that Sunday. There's a week in here to kind of relax, breathe, and get ready. Sure. People to get paid again so they can go out and spend some of their expendable income. Yeah. I think it's better for the county.
I think it's wonderful. You and I touched on it just briefly before we started. But, yeah, like my family, we were at Bagel Fest 2 different nights. We want a goldfish that now we got to take care of for the rest of its life. But, it's nice to kind of have a week to take a breath, kind of regroup, and then fire back at it.
All right, so we got through Thursday of the Coles County Fair. For just tuning in, we're talking to Mitch Titus today. The Coles County Fair starts this coming Sunday and runs for basically 8 days to the next Sunday. So we're just kind of going day by day with some of the highlights and activities. Friday, then, what can we expect at the fair?
Friday is, like I told you, the day that I finally get to kind of bring my family out and not be on duty, but it's a great day.
Are you really not on duty, though, Mitch?
Well, I always end up having to do something, but I don't have quite as much on my plate. But that day is just like carnival rides, good time. There will be a band on the side stage. Then, we got the rodeo. And if you think county fair, you got to think, man, we're going to go to the rodeo. I know a lot of my friends, Brandon Combs and I spoke, and he was like, one time a year we go to the rodeo. It's Friday at the fair, It's just part of what makes our fair our fair. We are fortunate enough that we have a group of guys that put that on, that have done it for a decade, and they're top-notch, man. I mean, those guys, we draw cowboys from all over the United States to come ride bulls at the Coles County Fair.
So take us through somebody who's a novice, somebody that has no idea what to expect. When you say rodeo, some people see the clown, they see the barrels, they think the bull riding 8 seconds or whatever.
I guess I kind of miss when I say rodeo, I kind of mislead there. But actually what Coles County has compared to other places, it is simply a bull riding. I am a country western type guy. Rodeo, I like to watch it. I like roping. I like all those events. But for your normal everyday person, it's just some of those events are a little slower. Not Friday night at the Coles County Fair. These guys are strapping on 2,000-pound bulls that don't want them on them and would just as soon run them over when they get off of them. And the clown's out there stopping it from happening. They've got a pickup man that kind of ropes them, I mean, it is a fast-paced, action-based Friday evening.
So the cowboys come from all over the country. Now, where do the bulls come from then?
The rodeo company that we work for, the bull riding company that we work for, is based out of Missouri. But, a lot of times they farm in those bulls from different locations because they want the best bulls for the best.
Would you ride one of those, Mitch?
No, sir. No, sir. Wouldn't do it when I was younger, and I'm sure not going to do it at 40. I won't ever heal.
And what time does that start, on Friday night?
I believe that's 7 p.m.
Check my cheat sheet real quick.
I think it's 7 p.m.
Yep.
7?
Yeah.
7 p.m. Friday night. Like I said, come out. It is normally, Coles County Fair Week always ends up sultry hot. Like I said, this year we're putting up some sheeting on the west end of the grandstand to kind of shut down the sun from baking everybody, and we put in some huge industrial fans in the ceiling to kind of keep air moving. So we're doing the best we can to make it as cool as we can in the first week of August. But it'll be a good time to watch.
But I think when people know they're coming to the fair, they know it's going to be warm.
It's just more reason to drink that second lemon shake-up you weren't supposed to have.
Exactly, yeah. So that's Friday night. Is there anything? You said there's a band on the side stage as well that evening?
Yeah, and there's harness racing during the day Friday. That's our third and final day of harness racing.
And harness racing in the past, I know, was really, really popular. Does it still maintain the popularity? I know.
It's tough right now with state funding and everything, but our program and my family's been I'm the third generation of Titus has been in horse racing, but there were some years where it was definitely dwindling downward. Now we're slowly trickling back forward, and the thing that helps, that makes it almost worthwhile for a lot of these guys is when there's a crowd to watch them do what they do. And one thing that always gets said when I go to different fairs, and my dad and I, we start harness racing with his starting gates. We're at 30 or 35 different locations in a summer. One thing we always hear is about how nice of a facility the Coles County Fairgrounds has and how great the crowd is. So it works great, and our community supports it. But I want the community to know that it does not go unnoticed.
Okay, that's awesome. So that gets us through Thursday, then or Friday, I mean,
Friday.
And then we'll get to the final weekend of Coles County Fair 2023, which I believe with 3rd and 4th, correct?
Yes, sir.
No, not 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th.
5th and 6th,
yeah.
yes.
So on August 5th on that Saturday, what time does it start in the morning, and what happens?
Yeah, I mean, things are going to fire up around noon there with the carnival. We will have, all our vendors will be open, food and all like that. Then that evening is the Demolition Derby. Like I told you on the bull riding, it is crash, bang, and fast, but there ain't nothing like the Demolition Derby. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's what when I first thought when I was growing up in Mattoon, that was the thing that you never missed was the Derby, because it was just you never see anything like that.
Yeah, we had a family friend that we took there, and her husband was from Ireland, and he was just like, "Oh man, like I'll never miss one of these again. This is awesome." But with that, last year was our first year that we went to a promoter, to paid the promoter to help us with our Demolition Derby. His name's Rick Dodd. He's from over in Edgar County. But our Demolition Derby is part of a series. So these guys competing in the Demolition Derby go to 3 or 4 or 5 different Demolition Derbies and gain points. And then at the end of the season, there's an overall point winner. And what we hoped with that would bring more cars. They follow that circuit. And that's the total goal with the Demo Derby is to get more cars. And last year we had more than the year before. This year we hope to have more than we had last year. Get that thing built up back to a 50, 60, 70 car Demo Derby.
But regular Joe on the street can still
Absolutely,
enter, right?
Yeah. If you're just a county guy that wants to come in there and bang with them, come on out. We love it.
Well, one of the problems, I think, numbers of the cars, we talked about this last year, is that finding the right metal cars. Because,
absolutely. It's just tougher to find them, with COVID and everything. Everything's price skyrocketed. So it's hard to find the parts that you need, the metal that you put into it for your roll cage things. Everything just had inflated. We're hoping that things are kind of leveling out for everybody. And, like I said, every year with the Demo Derby, the goal is just to have more cars there. And more crashes.
And I think that starts at 8 o'clock on Saturday night, right?
Yes, sir.
I believe, yeah.
Yep.
There you go. And so then we get to, unbelievably, the end of it, that Sunday the 6th.
Yeah,
what happens that day? And,
at that point, the whole fair board takes a deep breath, and it's kind of like, whoo, we made it. We made it. But Sunday's going to be dollar tickets, dollar rides at the fair. All the carnival attractions will be open. Come out and see Mark McGrath at Crazy Ball. My kids always love doing that for a quarter, a quarter, 50 cents a turn. And, just come get your last fix of fair food. I know one thing we didn't talk about, Aaron DeRoos has the old Lions Club open every morning for breakfast. I know some people just like to come out, sit down, have a quiet breakfast at the fair, Yep. So that opens every morning for breakfast. So come see him and take in the last day of the fair.
There you go. And the Queen's in rain the entire week.
She'll be in rain the entire week. She kind of makes cameo appearances at everything we have going on. She comes out and rides in the starting gate with us for the horse races. She'll be at the Demo Derby, traipsing through the mud in her dress or something. And, she's just an intricate part of being a place of contact for the community back towards the fair and the fair board. So if you see her, get a picture, get a hug, talk with her, have your kids get pictured in there and enjoy it.
I think one of the things I can tell by talking to you is you're a man of tradition. So a lot of these things stay the same because of the tradition of the Coles County Fair for over 100 years.
Yeah, everything has, I guess maybe not everything, but I mean the general makeup of the county fair, our county fair, has always stayed the same. And the thing about that, not only the sights and the sounds, but I'm appreciative of the fair board that their whole outlook towards the fair is always the same. It's for the kids. We're putting on this year new Friday morning. I'm glad this came up. We're having a county horse show. Unfortunately, the way 4-H worked out, there's not enough numbers and horses for them financially to justify paying a judge for every county to come. We may have 8 or 10 kids. Some counties may have 2. So they've done a deal where basically it's almost a traveling 4-H horse show, but it's for 3 or 4 different.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
3 or 4 different counties, which is great. But that also eliminated a shot maybe for grandma to come see her grandkid at Coles County close. Yeah. So we've decided this year, Mark Grant and I and the Fair Board have implemented a Coles County horse show just for those youth kids 18 and under. So come out and support those kids because they're the kids. Some of those kids, that's the only project they have that would bring them to the Coles County Fair. So Friday mornings, their grand finale, their big deal.
How many kids would be involved in something like that?
I've been in a lot of conversation with the club leaders that have horse kids and some ladies that give lessons in Coles County. We're looking between 12 or 15 kids. Won't be huge. Won't be a multiple hour event. It'll be a couple hour deal. But come out and bring your kid that's never seen a horse or wants to pet one.
That was my point. That's still a good variety of 12 to 15 horses.
Absolutely.
To see, the different
and there'll be one of every color. You know what I mean? Come out and check it out and support those kids.
All right. Well, I think we touched on everything. How has social media changed how you kind of promote and look at the Coles County Fair? Our fair board is, I'm not to be hard on them, but they're a bunch of guys that aren't really maybe the most tech savvy. And I'm about the most tech savvy, and that's saying something because I'm not super tech savvy. But we have been trying to utilize Facebook and social media. We have a different website promoter that's going to help us with that a little bit. We have a fair Facebook page, and that's worked out wonderful for people to send us messages with questions they have or concerns they have, or maybe even just ideas where they want to tweak. Like I had one guy reach out and wants to incorporate a concert with the demo derby, like the demo derby gets over and maybe have something. Yeah.
We couldn't swing that for this year actually just because of stage availability, but it's something that the community talked to us about, and it gives us a chance to kind of feel what they want and hopefully provide that. We're working on some bigger changes, carnival-based things. Couldn't get it done this year. Working on maybe in the future, but that's great for with the social media. It allows them to reach out to us. We're all volunteers. None of us are getting paid. But when we get home and eat dinner, sitting around in the house in the evening, we can look at their message and be like, man, that was a great idea. Like none of us thought of that, Yeah. So it is becoming a more and more used asset to us.
How many hours will you work from now till your next Thursday when you think? Are you out there 12, 15 hours a day?
I'll be there 12, 15 to 20 hours a day every day that they have it. Thursday we'll start in the morning, and with that livestock auction, it will be 10:30 or 11. With the livestock auction, we have Gail Helton, Melissa Hurst, my dad Mike Titus, and First Neighbor Bank helps us with a bunch of copies and things like that. But I not only I'm one of the main people that put it on, then I am one of the ringmen getting bids. We'll get done at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. This fair for us, they always say, like, when you do a good job, the big joke on the fair board is, well, we're going to double your pay. Well, zero was doubled is still zero, But, I mean, this is a gauntlet for us. It's
kind of like radio.
It's a big deal, you know what I mean? But when it's over, it's rewarding. It's not like you don't get anything from it. But we are getting ready, too. It's the front side of a battle.
There you go. We got 1 minute left with Mitch Titus. I'm going to ask you some just random, fast-paced questions.
Sure.
Are you related to anybody famous, and if that, who?
No, sir.
TV show you can't miss each week?
Don't have one.
Favorite fair food?
Favorite fair food? It's got to be Fry Guys French fries.
There you go. Favorite high school teacher?
My favorite and most instrumental high school teacher was Eulin Andrews.
There you go. Favorite racehorse of all time?
Favorite racehorse of all time? I'm wildly a fan of a stallion named Cam's Card Shark, but my favorite racehorse that I ever owned of all time was a mare named Ladies Party.
Dog or a cat person?
Dog.
Beef or bacon if you had to choose one or the two?
Double bacon cheeseburger.
That's a good answer. All right. Since you're the oldest, the first oldest continuous fair, what's the second? Do you know?
I do not know for sure, but I believe it's a fair in northern Illinois. We talked about this, and I can't remember the exact.
Mitch, let's do it again 1 year from today. Best of luck this week.
Hey, man, thank you.
Coles County Fair this next week at here in Charleston. If I could talk, we are WEIU.